Good Wednesday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and gardenstateweather.blogspot.com because meteorology rocks. Superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the daily video forecast discussion for Wednesday, the 4th of June, 2014. So another soupy morning this morning. We have dew points in the low to the mid 60s across central New Jersey, the Newark area, the New York City metropolitan area. A little drier here in the Hudson Valley region with dew points in the middle 50s and into northeastern Pennsylvania. It's the area around New York and New York City, northeastern corridor of New Jersey, central New Jersey, back down to Philadelphia where the air mass is still soupy. Leftover showers and thunderstorms that moved off the coast last night and early this morning produced areas of fog. The fog is lifting, but it was quite dense early this morning just before sunrise. And as mentioned, the air temperatures are still in the upper 60s and they're on their way up. They're approaching 71 now in Philadelphia. Then they'll be back on their way up with a northwest wind and a light flow in the atmosphere today. Still, dew points are going to be high as the area is still under the influence of a moisture-laden air mass in place, and this means that the likelihood of showers and thunderstorms will be more isolated today than yesterday. We don't find any focal mechanisms for that until later tonight and tomorrow morning, where the rain could come down heavy across the region, even thunderstorms across the Delmarva. This is where we're going to go and start the morning off with temperatures rising back into the 80s again by this afternoon. Morning visible image this morning shows the cloud deck beginning to thin. This is the visible image, and this shows some of the low clouds and fog and stratus that's still breaking up through the area, with clearing ongoing now across interior New Jersey, central and southern New Jersey, and most of Pennsylvania. These are high base clouds here, and this complex out here is a mesoscale convective complex, which will be moving in our direction with thickening clouds later this afternoon and rain and thunderstorms arriving in our forecast area later tonight into tomorrow morning. Water vapor imagery showing the same kind of thing. Mid and upper level drying is occurring here, but moisture already increasing with this across the interior portions of the Ohio River and Tennessee River Valley. This will be moving in our direction with showers and thunderstorms late this evening through tomorrow morning. And the latest radar information shows that the showers and thunderstorms have now raced off the coast of Nantucket and off southern New England, and we await mostly dry conditions in our forecast area today. However, the atmosphere is marginally unstable. Pollen levels will continue on the moderate side today, lower tomorrow with numerous showers and thunderstorms bringing the grasses and the pollen down, and back up on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday into the medium to high range. Once again, it's grasses and oak as the predominant pollens in the air. Morning satellite sounding outside of New York City this morning shows the negative CAPE values here at the surface with saturated air mass in the lower layers of the atmosphere drying out nicely as we get into the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, and the CAPE values become more elevated here from about 10,000 feet on up. So we're in a stable atmosphere right now, and it looks like for most of the day we should be in a stable environment as well. Large-scale hemispheric overview of the water vapor imagery here is R. Showers and thunderstorms racing towards the Ohio and Tennessee River valleys this morning, and this will be renewed energy. This is a mesoscale convective complex that will be racing to the east coast later tonight and tomorrow morning, providing the focal mechanism for heavy showers and thunderstorms, mostly heavy stratiform rain north of the warm front, and clusters of showers and thunderstorms over the Delmarva region and the northern mid-Atlantic by later this evening and tomorrow morning. And that could pose some flooding issues. Flash flood gauges are responding nicely right now. They're lower, but if anything happens where we see 1.5 inches of rainfall over an hour or two, that could raise some flash flooding concerns and poor drainage flooding concerns tomorrow morning over many areas from Philadelphia into the New York City area. Here is our cutoff upper deep low, which is retrograding back towards Atlantic Canada, and this is a very blocked up pattern. We have a very active polar jet stream, a very active subtropical jet stream feeding in moisture from off the coast of Hawaii, showers and thunderstorms in this building flow moving into the southwestern United States. We have our lot amount of shear here, our cold core disturbance here in the Bay of Campeche, or actually the Bay of Yucatan Peninsula, and this is producing clusters of showers and thunderstorms. No real organization to these, as mentioned, because there's too much shear in the environment to get anything going in a tropical nature, but this is adding to the moisture influx across the region, especially across the southeastern coast. Morning latest mesoscale precipitable water. We see the atmosphere is drying out nicely across eastern Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, under a half of an inch of liquid equivalent in the water vapor. That will be increasing our precipitable water values, increasing nicely across the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley, and this is going to be pushing into the Delmarva, southern New Jersey region later this evening and tomorrow morning with heavy showers and thunderstorms. On the aviational deck this morning, we have a smattering of MVFR, IFR, and VFR conditions across many of the areas from New York into Pennsylvania down towards the Delmarva region. VFR with patchy IFR stratus and fog in some central and northern New Jersey countrysides this morning. Light wind becoming northwest after dawn, and then VFR improving thereafter. Any early morning restrictions will burn off and limit it by lift by 13Z. That's about an hour or so from now. 5,000 scattered clouds possible in the afternoon with some cirrus arriving late. North to northwest winds gust up to under 15 knots, becoming light northwest during the afternoon. Sea breeze is developing around Atlantic City once again. We saw this yesterday and countless days before. Tonight, VFR conditions deteriorating to IFR and showers and isolated thunderstorms by, let's say, about midnight or so, a little after. Light wind becoming northeast at 10 to 15 everywhere by 12Z tomorrow, except for the southern regions of the Delmarva in the vicinity of Dover, southward where the warm front lies. Showers and some thunderstorms with MVFR and IFR conditions tomorrow, especially in the morning. Improvement to VFR by late in the day, and at night areas of heavy rain will be possible in the morning. Easterly winds at about 5 to 10 knots becoming north to northwest in the afternoon. And then VFR for Friday through Sunday as high pressure slides across the region. A warm front will lift north across the region on Sunday with a low chance for a shower and a thunderstorm. Right now, outside of Newark, we are shrouded with fog, visibility 6 miles, air temperature 66, dew point 64, humidity 93%. Scattered clouds throughout the afternoon becoming more broken. High variety, about 20,000, broken scattered clouds at 5,000 later this afternoon and tonight, and then light rain or rain gets in here after midnight into tomorrow morning with fog. Right now, it's marginal VFR, but that will be improving. Philadelphia is right now at VFR conditions, although it's still overcast. Temperature 71 degrees, dew point 59, humidity 66%. Wind is out of the north now at about 6 knots, visibility 10 miles. Showers and thunderstorms will be arriving late tonight into early tomorrow morning, and some of that will be heavy with heavy downpours, lightning, and moderate amounts of hail is also possible. And major river flooding here after the 78 gauges here in New Jersey and the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Nothing really showing up through the 13th of June for major flooding here, although some streams and creeks could become problematic late tonight and especially tomorrow morning with some of the moderate to heavy rain that's going to be moving through our region, especially from central and southern New Jersey through the Delmarva. This will be monitored. Morning surface map from weatherroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software shows the trough axis now off the coast with our showers and thunderstorms that preceded it yesterday afternoon and evening into the early morning hours. That's now offshore. The winds are backing around to the northwest, a secondary line or a cold front with drying air behind it, and slightly modified dew points too working its way through the region this morning. This front will become nearly stationary just to the south across the Delmarva. As it does so, this complex over here will be racing east along it and introduce high thickening clouds across the region late this afternoon. Temperatures getting back up into the 80s. Away from the water, sea breezes right along the immediate coast again, and showers and thunderstorms populating the grids from late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Current Google Earth Stream 9 analysis shows our deep cutoff low here off the mid-Atlantic coast. Here's our surface wave that moved off the southern Long Island area early this morning with the showers and thunderstorms out ahead of it, now out over the ocean. The return flow is now out of the northwest as weak high pressure builds in. Frontal boundary stalling out here just to the south across the region later this morning and afternoon, and an increase of moisture, and we already know where we're going for late tonight and tomorrow morning. High temperatures on Tuesday approached the upper 80s and lower 90s, except away from the immediate coastlines where temperatures were cooled with an onshore wind into the 70s right along the barrier islands here. And it's going to be another one of those days, a little cooler than it was yesterday, but temperatures responding, getting into the mid and upper 80s once again over interior sections today. And the UVI index today is again very high at level 8, and that means that if you're not wearing any sunscreen or proper protection at all on your skin, you could begin burning within 15 minutes. And for the tropical Atlantic, this area here in the Gulf of the Yucatan Peninsula, here a stationary trough of low pressure of the Bay of Campeche, producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Strong upper level winds will likely inhibit significant development of this system. However, this disturbance has the potential to produce locally heavy rains during the next few days over portions of southeastern Mexico. In the Pacific right now, we have Boris, and the National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on tropical depression Boris, located inland over southeastern Mexico, east of Salina Cruz. Tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 5 days. Lots of wind shifts and temperature changes and precipitation changes over the next couple of days as we move through the forecast. An NamWRF composite reflectivity forecast from Penn State's eWall site. Cirrus clouds, leftover stratus burning off this morning, then lots of sunshine. Temperatures away from the water again in the mid and upper 80s, lower to mid 70s along the barrier islands as the sea breeze develops. Cirrus builds in across the region during the afternoon, and then clouds begin to lower and thicken late this afternoon and evening across the region. And this complex of showers and thunderstorms now races towards the Delmarva region, a little bit more broken up on the NamWRF model than it is on the HRR model. There still could be some heavy downpours anywhere from central and southern New Jersey through the Delmarva with elevated convection. Thunderstorms producing downburst winds, lightning, and some hail. Very heavy downpours across central and southern New Jersey, the coastline early tomorrow morning, making for a rough commute tomorrow. As temperatures in that air mass begin to cool, the wind shift around to the northeast, or north rather, and drying begins to commence during the afternoon hours. There still could be some disturbances left over as the frontal boundary slides through. And then the cool, dry air mass with the trough access moves through the region on Thursday night into Friday, providing a scattered cloud cover across the region and cooler and drier conditions from Friday into the weekend as high pressure builds across the region. And our active weather pattern will continue into the weekend with pleasant conditions and then turning downhill again for a period early next week. Get used to it because this is a kind of configuration that we're in. Right now we start off with the rain exiting, weak high pressure building in. Here's our mesoscale convective complex with showers and thunderstorms moving in from late this evening into early tomorrow morning. Once again producing that threat of heavy downpours, lightning, and some hail in some of those heavier downbursts. North of the Mason-Dixon line, it could just be a stratiform rain, producing miserable conditions for travelers tomorrow morning. Probably some delays at the airports and definitely on the roadways tomorrow morning. Then drier conditions build in across the region Thursday afternoon, right through Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday as high pressure builds across the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley to the mid-Atlantic coast states. Our boundary is now lying to the south. High pressure moves off the coast on Sunday, and this allows for a pleasant day for most of Sunday and Sunday afternoon, but then a warm front moves into the region with increasing cloud cover on Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. It looks like the rain will probably be getting into our area with the warm front during the day on Monday, and then a cold front moving through the region with showers and thunderstorms on Monday night and early Tuesday morning. That moves off the coast, and then drier weather conditions begin to try to build in again by the middle part of next week, but there could still be some residual moisture here. And as always, the GFS is still initializing this center of low pressure, subtropical or just tropical in nature, but not necessarily a named storm here, with weak pressure at 1006 millibars here off the southeastern coast of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, feeding the moisture plume into and offshore the Atlantic coast states, keeping our area under a moist regime. Once again, in between the showers and thunderstorms, you're going to have some drying and humid conditions today. Don't get used to temperatures in the 80s. They're not coming back for the weekend and probably into early next week as well. Today will be a warm and humid day. It'll be a dry period during the day, so you can get outside and golf or take care of outdoor activities, because later tonight and tomorrow morning, a very wet period setting up once again. And of course, we'll be monitoring all of this in live feed on Twitter, Facebook, and on site at Garden State Weather and gardenstateweather.blogspot.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a great Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Make it a great Wednesday.